Hello and welcome to Archvelder's Hacks with Archvelder and his amazing hacks. So here's a weird and interesting technique to make gold that I've never seen discussed anywhere to farm very valuable items across the old world at super speed. Scattered across Azeroth are chests containing potentially very lucrative rare items. I suspect most players don't even know these chests exist at all, because if you aren't paying attention whilst leveling up, you will likely miss them altogether. They're fairly well hidden, and there is generally only one up in each zone at a time. You are guaranteed to get a rare blue quality item in each chest, the level being relevant to the level of the zone that you found it, and the level of your character. These items will usually be worth over 1,000 gold, and if you get lucky, they can be worth tens of thousands of gold. Often you can pick up an item in a few minutes worth of searching that would be worth more than hours of raw gold farming, as we'll find out. These items have unique skins, so generally speaking are easier to sell than random transmog, but they can also be sold to leveling players, for twinking, or just for people who are curious. I've actually bought this item here, for example, just to see how exactly it worked and whether I could get any interesting effects out of it. But the chests themselves aren't the secret here. The secret is how to find those chests really fast. You can just look up Wowhead for a given zone and fly around checking all the locations a chest might appear. However, that's quite slow. There's a better way. You'll need a hunter for this, but if you don't have one, it is easy to make one using a class trial. If you do that, however, you'll need another character to actually pick up the chest in the same zone. To demonstrate how this works, look how long it takes my hunter to fly to the top of this rocky pinnacle here. Almost 30 seconds. Now, let's do the same thing with the Hunter's Eagle Eye ability. It takes literally only a second. You can scan an entire zone very quickly using this technique. By itself, Eagle Eye is one use only, but by making this macro, you can chain cast it repeatedly. Now, I'm going to run through almost all of the spawn locations for the silk chest that spawns in this zone. We start at the Altar of Storms, where the chest can spawn around the altar, and then we move southeast to this small ogre cave. The chest can spawn inside the cave next to the ogre. Now we move to the Tainted Forest area, and we want to get inside the tree itself. It is something of an art trying to locate an entrance to the tree using Eagle Eye. Be careful not to get stuck. That is quite easily done with Eagle Eye, as it can go through solid objects to some extent. The chest spawn location is inside the tree next to the mobs. Go down to this mushroom circle with these bog lords around it, and the chest can spawn here also. Now climb one of the nearby mountains so we can get a good view of the red reaches. We are looking for this Naga construction. The chest can spawn inside it. Now go over to this igneous pillar, and the chest spawn point is right in front of the Naga here. Go inside the Naga cave here to this point, another spawn location, and flip around. And now we're heading for the northeastern coast, where there are 3 chest spawn locations very close together. One is next to this ship. The second is slightly further inland, next to this random chair buried in the sand, in front of another shipwreck. From here, head over to the west and this clump of cacti with 2 ghostly Gilnean merchants next to it. Another spawn point for the chest. Finally, head west to this ruined hut next to a tower. The last spawn point for the chest is right next to the Shadow Sworn occultist working here. Note that I haven't covered all of the spawn points in the zone. Some are too deep within caves where Eagle Eye isn't really viable. It is the trade-off you have for a very fast search of the area. There are 4 different versions of each realm with their own chest, as you can switch between time walking and war mode on and off to get a different realm and a different chest. War mode is self-explanatory, but for time walking you'll need to partner your hunter with another character with time walking switched on. This can be done with a free starter edition account on another WoW account within your Battle.net account. True story. One of the first times I did the following run some years ago, I got Shan's Imperial Robes, one of the most valuable transmog items in the game at the time, which were worth several times the value of my entire account. They still sell for an average of around 30,000 gold across all realms. Now, this is just the tip of the iceberg. There's a fantastic trick where you can obtain a rare and valuable ore that is normally extremely difficult to find using a combination of remote viewing techniques and exploits. This has consistently been the most profitable farming method for me in Dragonflight. That's on my Patreon for the curious.